21 days from today until steps are taken by the government to address the excruciating mass suffering and the impoverishment being experienced around the country.
The crisis rocking the National Union of Road and Transport Workers and the face-off between workers and the Imo State government also formed part of the talking point by the Nigeria Labour Congress. Its resolve is to call workers out to down tool if the appropriate authorities fail to see reason. Joke Edsa, TVC News, Abuja.
The demolition of a multi-million naira duplex in Abuja has led the alleged owners of the property to question the motive of the Department of Development Control, while the Control Department insists the area was initially meant for another purpose. The aggrieved persons are appealing that the federal government comes to their aid and address the issue. Miriam Mohammed reports.
Priority of the Federal Capital Territory Administration and has led to demolition of structures deemed to violate its policy. Properties worth billions of naira have been demolished over the years within both highbrow and low-venue areas of the nation's capital city. It makes construction a very thorough business in the FCT, as all necessary papers must be complete and verified so as not to fall foul of Department of Development Control. On the 28th August 2023, the Department of Development Control demolished a fully completed multi-million naira duplex located at Cotonou Crescent, Wuse Zone 6. These are the remains of the building that was demolished by the Department of Development Control here in Wuse Zone 6. The alleged owners of this property say that this is done due to underlying interests.
The person that was coming around since before as we were building is the main person that was even following my father for my father to give him money. So I don't know, some people due to tribalism, I don't know what that man is after. He's been coming. It is the man that even pushed these people to even demolish the main house. Now what they are claiming, they are saying that this is land we built on illegal land. And we have everything concerning the land is with my father.
If you were here earlier on, you would have seen what happened. Like almost 2 excavators could not even bring it down completely. So I think there's a different motive, or there's something going on in that development control that I don't know.
In order to find out what was the reason behind the demolition, TVC News spoke to Director General, Department of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima.
That plot was allocated to Alake of Ibalan, Oba Lipidi, of blessed memory. All of a sudden, somebody came up and said he owns the plot. He bought it from someone. The families of Alake reported the matter. We investigated. We consulted our sister department, that's the Department of Land Administration, as who owns this particular plot of land. The report sent to us from Land Department revealed that the plot belongs to the Alake of Ibala.
With the Abuja Master Plan and seek necessary approval before building or developing lands and properties. Maria Mohammed, TVC News.
Party candidate in the National Assembly election for Bende Federal Constituency of Abia State, Frank Chinaza, said he won't appeal the verdict of the tribunal which declared Benjamin Kalu, Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, winner of the polls. Correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
After the 2 court judgments that gave victory to Benjamin Kalu last week, one of those who dragged the Deputy Speaker to the tribunal has now confirmed he won't head to the appellate court.
What matters now is that we have eventually allowed wisdom and brotherly love to win. Of course, I already know that many quarters will feel jolted and offended by this decision. I hereby appeal to all men of goodwill and Senate democratic credentials to understand that even if I were to win this matter in court, I may not possibly become the Deputy Speaker. The import of this is that I would have wasted a golden opportunity for Ndibende, Ndiabia, and Ndibo as a whole. Besides, let's not also forget that ultimately, God is the one that gives power.
Frank Chinaza says his decision was taken out of brotherly love and shared understanding of common roots and patrimony.
however, stress that this decision is not an act of judicial cowardice or product of physical persuasion or coercion, but a voluntary action that stemmed from the realm of brotherly love. Carla and I have a history that has run into decades, which cannot be ruined by these transient political activities of today. First, we're brothers from Bende. Second, we're good friends. And third, we're in the same university, that's University of Calabar. Finally, we intrinsically share the same objectives of good representation of our great people of Bende.
Frank Chinaza had filed a petition soon after the election seeking the nullification of Benjamin federal constituency, but the tribunal ruled in Kalu's favor. Joke Edsa, TVC News, Abuja.
Let's now go on a short break. We'll be back with more stories. Stay with us.
It's time for another insightful and exciting experience. TVC Communications announces a call for entries for the 2023 Female Senior Secondary School Debate Championship. To qualify, write an essay of not more than 400 words on the topic, is social media doing more harm than good? Articulate your position on this subject and send in your entry to corporate communications at tvccommunications.tv. Deadline, September 10th, 2023. Join us as we embark on this journey to expose young minds to critical thinking together. This project is powered by the TVC Women's Network.
Thanks for staying with TVC News. The 180 days provided by law for the Presidential Election Petition Court to deliver its judgment will elapse on the 16th of September. And Chairman of the body of benches, Justice Mary Peter Odile, says Nigerians must desist from actions that could threaten the country's democracy. She made the call at a conference in Abuja organized by Senior Advocates of Nigeria, Joe Gadzama. Judiciary correspondent Celestina Area reports.
The Constitution and the Electoral Act gives rights to any aggrieved party from an election to seek redress in court. When such applications or suit is before a court of competent jurisdiction, it is important for parties to refrain from taking actions that will impede the proceedings. Chairman of the body of benchers, Justice Mary Peter Odile, retired, says it is human for politicians who lost elections to feel cheated, but it is not enough for anyone to ventilate their anger without a sense of responsibility.
And to feel cheated or having the short end of the stick, but one who is not declared a winner at any of the electoral contests. Such emotions, however grief, does not justify bringing the roof down, the roof of our nation.
The judiciary is and has always been the last hope of the common man, but its officers insist it should be allowed to do its duty without external interference and blackmail. They believe a new Nigerian is possible and true federalism built if citizens can adhere to the rule of law.
In Nigeria, we also have to build a new name. There's more in a name when we pray to the God of heavens. We pray with our names. Where does our name tie to? Where is that name contiguous to?
That for us to fulfill the dream of our founding fathers, we need to truly heed the national call embedded in our national anthem, which urges us as compatriots to arise and faithfully love Nigeria, serve her with honesty, strength, and with all our heart.
Or work. It's like football. You don't know who will win and who will lose. It's like biscuit. You don't know where it will crack. Anybody can be the victim. Nobody should wish for any coup or any war. And even what happened in the past, in the 60s, we are yet to come out of that. The effect is still colossal, negative effect for that matter.
In a few days, President Bola Tinubu will celebrate his 100 days in office with the renewed hope agenda gaining momentum and slowly being achieved. Celestina Area, TVC News, Abuja.
And more than 4,500 teachers will be trained on UPF character education to implement peace and character education in schools across Nigeria. The Sub-Regional Director, Universal Peace Federation West Africa, disclosed this at the closing ceremony of the training of FCT teachers for the pilot scheme of the project in Abuja. Helen Osamide-Akins reports.
A good character is said to be the backbone of a magnetic personality which attracts other people. But this seems to be lacking in most youth, as social vices have become the order of the day among them. The surge of immoral behaviors among Nigerian youth has posed hazard to the youth themselves, parents, and the society at large. Development is marred by these unwholesome attitudes due to the neglect of teaching of these essential tools for national development.
The world is grappling with various security challenges. It is imperative that we equip our students not only with academic skills, but also with the values and qualities that will guide them to become compassionate, empathetic, and morally upright individuals.
We are in the process of developing the curriculum now. Last week, we validated the guidelines for the curriculum for senior secondary education. And issue of character education was prominent. It was there. Everybody agreed unanimously that character education has to be there.
In character in the nation. So how else can one say it when you see a situation whereby people see what belongs to the public, something for the public good, they do not respect it. People don't respect public property. People don't respect public money. People don't, people are abusive in one form or the other.
As the training comes to a close, they are charged to ensure they train the students to become efficient in both academics and character. Helen Osamide-Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
Governments in the African continent have been advised to focus on the ICT sector and carve out policies that will ensure its growth. TVC News' Theophilus Elama was at the Pan-African Conference where stakeholders believe Africa needs to stop playing catch-up and move fast to achieve economic growth.
Despite the rapid growth over the past 2 decades, Africa's information and communications technology landscape remains uneven, with most of the developmental progress set to be occurring in just a handful of countries. From low mobile phone penetration rates to slow internet speeds and prohibitive data costs, the pace of development is inhibiting faster continental growth. However, there are pockets of excellence which has inspired best-in-class technology and software development. This forms part of discussions at the conference and award ceremony with the theme, Innovation in Africa through Technology for Sustainable Economic Development and Growth.
There's no time to talk about technology rather than now, because we are in a technological world. You can see what the Western world are doing with technology, Indians, what they're doing with technologies, and other countries, other continents. So for us, Africa, we must not remain on the back seat. We must not be lagged behind. We must, push ahead to ensure that, we are technologically inclined.
Innovation is key, and there is nothing that you can do about it. It cannot be underestimated. Most of these advanced states have taken advantage of innovation through the period, and this is our time.
Create again. Many here believe that putting necessary measures to develop the sector will ensure the continent benefits economically and bring succor to businesses.
It's simple. We are in a digital realm. I think COVID-19 ushered the whole world into this realm. And to me, it's a beautiful period because everybody is starting fresh. That means that we need to be able to invest more in technology.
Innovation is the key of economical development in the world. And if you look at all the Asians and the American and the Europe today, it is innovation of technology that make them ahead of the African. But if you look at the manpower in quotes, most of them are from Africa.
The event also saw the giving of awards to notable Nigerians who have distinguished themselves in various fields, both in Nigeria and the African continent.
Whose son, Dodi, was killed in a car crash alongside Diana, Princess of Wales, has died at the age of 94. His death was announced in a statement by his family, disclosing that he passed away peacefully of old age. He was born in Egypt and built a business empire in the Middle East before moving to the UK in the 1970s. In 1966, he became an advisor to one of the world's richest men, the Sultan of Brunei, after which he moved to Britain in 1974. He bought the Ritz Hotel in Paris with his brother Ali for €20 million in 1979. Under his ownership, Fulham FC rose from the third tier to the Premier League. And in sports, the stage is now set for the final of the fourth edition of the Adewale Issa Memorial Tennis Tournament this weekend at the Tennis Center of the Lagos National Stadium. We have more in this report.
Following semi-final matches on Friday, finalists have emerged in the three age groups, boys and girls categories. Playing on center court, top seed in the boys under 14, Chukwudubem Amasiani, sailed into the final after defeating Kazim Kushimo 4-love in a match of great rallies. In the second semi-final, Sheyi Ogunshaki fell 4-1, 4-2 to Shamsuddin Bello. In other results for girls under 14, Lorelei Holtendorf beat Sarah Adisha 4-love and would play in the final against Indifreke Benjamin, who defeated Gloria Samuel 4-2, 4-2. In the under 12 boys, Peter Ubiebi secured a hard-earned 4-2, 4-love victory over Adeza Yakubu to reach the final, where he will play Joel Michael. Michael defeated Chibuike Amasiani to pick a place in the final.
I really trained well for this tournament, and I knew I could beat him and get to the finals. I needed to calm down, put my balls on court, and allow him make the mistakes.
For the girls' draw, Roslyn Nana eased past Karina Opwene to sail into the final. Roslyn defeated Karina 4-love and 4-1 and will take on Emanuela Kwange. Emanuela defeated Prosper Ohimai 4-love, 4-1.
I'm very, very happy, very, very excited, and I hope that all my teammates, they are very excited that I won the semi-finalists going to the final. So I'll play my best, and I'm very, very sure I'll win the tournament.
I feel very much happy, and I'm very, very happy that I got to the finals. And this is my first time getting to the final in Alhaji Issa.
We talk about the impact. We have, we did have Sheun Okunshaki, who was going to represent Nigeria earlier this year, and Mubarak, and they're all doing well in juniors, on the junior circuit. We went from almost 200 kids last year, but the level of play was not as high as this year.
In other games for under 16 girls, Khadijat will play Bright Emmanuel in the final. Solomon Ajizugu, TVC News, Lagos.
And that's on TVC News at this hour. Thanks for watching.
At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this. Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, pieces settle down in abject beauty, erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.